There's something almost paradoxical about Viktor Hovland. When you think of golf's greatest talents, your mind usually drifts towards sun-soaked courses, warm climates, and year-round play. You imagine kids growing up with a club in hand, practicing under endless blue skies. You don't picture freezing temperatures, short daylight hours, and snow-covered landscapes. And yet, somehow, from the icy stillness of Norway's long winters, Viktor Hovland emerged, not just as a professional golfer, but as one of the most consistent and quietly dominant players of his generation. That's the mystery. How does someone from a place where golf is nearly impossible for half the year rise to the top of a sport built on repetition, rhythm, and endless practice? Let's find out. A childhood built against the odds. Viktor Hovland wasn't born into a golf paradise. He grew up in Oslo, Norway, a country better known for skiing, snowboarding, and winter sports than for fairways and greens. Golf wasn't the default path. It wasn't even the obvious option. In fact, for much of the year, it wasn't an option at all. Long winters meant limited outdoor play. Courses were closed, practice became restricted, and unlike players in warmer regions, Hovland couldn't rely on constant repetition to build his game. But instead of seeing this as a limitation, something interesting happened. It became an advantage. Because when you don't have unlimited access, every opportunity matters more. Every session becomes intentional. Every swing has purpose. Hovland wasn't just practicing, he was maximizing. That scarcity created focus, and that focus built a foundation that many players, surrounded by abundance, never develop. Rising consistency and championship glory in golf 2019-2026. Viktor Hovland has established himself as one of the top European golfers since turning professional in 2019, quickly becoming a consistent contender on the PGA Tour. After winning his first PGA Tour title at the 2020 Puerto Rico Open, he went on to secure multiple victories, including wins at the BMW International Open 2021, Hero World Challenge, and notably capturing the 2023 Tour Championship and FedEx Cup title, where he dominated the season's climax. He added to his resume in 2025 by winning the Valspar Championship, marking his 7th PGA Tour win and 11th professional victory worldwide by defeating Justin Thomas by 1 stroke. Hovland's major championship showings have been strong but elusive of a major title, highlighted by a tied runner-up at the 2023 PGA Championship and a solo third at the 2024 US Open, underscoring his competitiveness at the highest level. In team events, he has been a key member of Team Europe in multiple Ryder Cups, contributing crucial points. Entering 2026, Hovland, ranked in the world's top 25, continued to post solid results with multiple top 25 finishes and at least one top 10 in the PGA Tour season, although he had not added a win yet this year. From Norway to Oklahoma, a strategic leap. At some point, raw talent and disciplined practice aren't enough. You need exposure. You need competition. You need to test yourself against the best. For Hovland, that meant leaving Norway. He made the decision to move to the United States and attend Oklahoma State University, a program known for producing elite golfers. This wasn't just a career move. It was a transformation. Suddenly, he was surrounded by world-class facilities, year-round playing conditions, and high-level competition. The limitations of Norway were replaced with opportunity. But here's where it gets interesting. Many players thrive in comfortable environments, but struggle when they step onto a bigger stage. Hovland did the opposite. He adapted instantly. His game didn't just hold up, it elevated. And that's a key part of the mystery. The transition didn't overwhelm him. It unlocked him, because he had already built the hard part: discipline, focus, and mental resilience before he ever arrived. The amateur breakthrough. Hovland's time in college wasn't just solid, it was historic. In 2018, he became the first Norwegian to win the US Amateur Championship, one of the most prestigious events in amateur golf. That moment wasn't just a personal milestone. It was proof that a player from a non-traditional golf background could compete and win at the highest level. But more importantly, it revealed something deeper about Hovland's game. Consistency. He wasn't just capable of great moments, he was capable of sustaining them. And in golf, that's everything. Because talent might win you a round, but consistency wins careers. The professional transition? No fear, no noise. Turning professional is where many careers begin to fracture. The pressure increases, the competition intensifies, expectations grow. But once again, Hovland did something different. He didn't rush. He didn't chase immediate results or try to force success. Instead, he followed the same approach that defined his early years: steady, focused, and intentional improvement. And the results came naturally. Within a short time, he secured multiple PGA Tour wins, established himself as a consistent contender, and built a reputation as one of the most reliable players in the game. But what made it even more impressive was how quietly it happened. No drama, no hype cycles, just performance. The mental edge, where the mystery deepens. This is where things become truly interesting, because when you analyze Hovland's success, it's not just about skill, it's about mindset. Golf is one of the most mentally demanding sports in the world. You're alone. There's no clock, no teammates to rely on. Every mistake is yours. Every recovery is yours. And over time, that pressure breaks people. But Hovland seems almost immune to it. He doesn't overreact to bad shots. He doesn't get carried away after good ones. His emotional range stays controlled, balanced, and stable. That kind of consistency isn't accidental. It's trained. And it likely comes from the same environment that shaped his early development, one that prioritized patience, discipline, and internal focus over external validation. While others get caught in emotional swings, Hovland stays level, and that stability becomes a competitive advantage. The wealth factor. Success beyond the course. Of course, success in modern golf isn't just about trophies. It's about financial growth. And Hovland has quietly built significant wealth through tournament earnings, endorsements, and long-term career consistency. But what stands out is how aligned his financial success is with his personality. There's no flashy image, no excessive branding, no forced persona. He represents something rare in today's sports world, a player whose success feels organic. And that authenticity translates into long-term value. Because brands, fans, and sponsors recognize it. He's not trying to be something he's not. And ironically, that makes him more marketable than players who try too hard. Off the course, Hovland's personal life follows a similar theme of quiet authenticity. While he's kept his relationships private in the past, his recent public reveal of his girlfriend Tuva Dahl-Jensen has shown that his personal life, like his career, is grounded in genuine connection. This natural and private relationship style only strengthens his public image, making him a figure of both professional success and personal integrity. The Norwegian effect, turning limitation into strength. When you zoom out, the most fascinating part of Hovland's story is where it all began. Norway wasn't supposed to produce a golfer like this. The climate didn't support it. The culture didn't prioritize it. The system wasn't built for it. And yet, that very environment created something unique. Scarcity built discipline. Isolation built focus. Silence built mental strength. Instead of relying on endless opportunity, Hovland learned to maximize limited access. And that mindset stayed with him even when the opportunities became unlimited. The future, just getting started. What makes the Viktor Hovland story even more compelling is this. He's not finished. He's still evolving, still improving, still refining his game. And that's what makes him dangerous. Because players who rely purely on talent eventually plateau. But players who rely on process continue to grow. And Hovland is clearly a process-driven athlete, which means the best version of him might still be ahead. The real mystery, it was never about Norway. At first glance, the story seems to be about geography. A golfer from a cold, unlikely place rising to global success. But when you look deeper, you realize something important. It was never about Norway. It was about mindset. The environment didn't limit him, it shaped him. The challenges didn't hold him back, they refined him. And the lack of opportunity didn't stop his growth, it focused it. That's the real mystery. Not how Viktor Hovland became successful despite where he came from, but how where he came from made his success possible. And maybe that's the biggest takeaway from Viktor Hovland's story. Success isn't always loud, and it doesn't always come from perfect conditions. It comes from focus, discipline, and doing the right things when no one is watching. If this story changed the way you see success, make sure to like and subscribe, because the next one might just change the way you think forever.